Hi, Naturally Gray here. I'm doing this video because I have a friend of mine who is around the same age as I am. I'm 54 years old and got married for the third time 6 years ago to my husband Roger. And my third and my final time. We kid each other that the only way either one of us is getting out of this marriage is feet first, and that is going to be true. But we love each other dearly and love each other more as each day passes, which is a great feeling. But a friend of mine who was divorced at same time that I was, asked me, how can you be in a relationship and not bring all of the baggage that you have from your previous relationships into the marriage. And I think it's easy. I think it's easy to do, because the one thing that you have to think and you have to acknowledge is that each person that comes into your life is an individual, and you cannot base what they are on the actions of another person. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, you have to come into your relationship with whomever that you are with a clean slate. And I understand that that's easier said than done, but it's really the only way that you can make it work. The first time that I got married at 18. And I was young and immature, didn't really know what I was getting into, didn't quote unquote know what marriage was about. And my parents had been married for 52 years before my mother passed away like 3 years ago. And I had the naive notion that every man was like my father, because my father was a great provider. He was a faithful man, and they had a caring and loving relationship. So I naturally thought that all relationships were like that, and I found out that that's not the case. With my first husband, our relationship was rocky from the beginning. Not through any fault really of either one of us, but we broke up for a period of time after we got married, and we were both in the military, we were both in the Air Force, and he was sent overseas to England, and I decided that I didn't want to go, that I didn't want to be married, that we were going to get a divorce. And while he was home, he went home on leave before he moved to England, and he met a girl there and ended up getting her pregnant. And I didn't find out about this, but in the meantime, a couple of months later or whatever, we decided to reconcile, and I moved to England, and we tried to start having a family, and couldn't get pregnant. Tried months, years, and we ended up never having any children together. But about 6 months into, after we had reconciled, lady comes up and says, "I'm pregnant with your child." And with me dealing with my fertility issues, it was very hurtful and painful to me. And in hindsight, when I think about it now, I probably should have ended our relationship at that time, because I couldn't forgive and I couldn't forget, and there was always this child that was there, and he didn't want to be a part of the child's life, and I found that very, very hard to deal with. How you could just not cut a child out of your life, because I was open to being, a stepmom, whatever, to the child, but he never wanted to have anything to do with the child. So we ended up staying married for 8 years, and we never had any children. And I have had fertility problems for a long time, and had fertility treatments, and they didn't work. And I had just accepted the fact that, you know, there are just some people that are not meant to have children, and I'm probably one of them. So about 6 months or a year after my husband and I separated for the final time, I met my second husband, and I truly fell madly in love with my second husband. It was intense. He was very intelligent, very smart, and I'm drawn to that. I'm drawn to intelligent, smart men that are well-spoken. When I was younger, I used to have a long list. As I've gotten older, I found the list it doesn't matter so much, but the basics haven't changed. You know, I like someone that's well-spoken. I like someone that's intelligent. And when I say intelligent, I'm not necessarily speaking about someone that has a college degree, although my second husband ended up getting a master's degree. But that's not the kind of, I'm talking about someone that has, even if it's not a book sense of smartness, or an educational sense of intelligence. If you are street smart, street savvy, know how to work well under pressure, can handle any situation, that's the type of person that I'm drawn to. That's the type of person that I'm attracted to. So my second husband was like that, and you know, fell madly in love. We both fell madly in love with each other, and I had told him at the time, you know, I'm not able to, you know, if you're looking forward to be in a relationship where you want to have children, then, you know, our relationship is probably not going to work, because if that's something that's important, if having children is important to you, then, you know, you probably have to look elsewhere. Well, lo and behold, about a year into our relationship, I get pregnant.